Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be doing a short little review of my fantasy team for round 1. I'm happy to say that I actually did pretty well. You can see up here in the Rails Macca Fantasy League, I'm actually second out of 135. Overall I'm 885, yeah, so good start, but I'm not going to read into that too much since, well, at the end of the day it could just be a bit of beginner's luck, but I'm pretty happy with how this team looked in round 1. So the back line, I went for quite a number of rookies in the back line. Jinbi, however you say his last name, he was very solid, laid like 12 tackles. They're a big way of getting your fantasy points up, so that's good to see. At first I thought I made a bit of a mistake fielding Cowan over Chesser, but then Chesser ended up scoring even less than him anyway, and then Wilmot also outscored both of them, so I could have potentially fielded Chesser over Wilmot. Good decision not to in the end. Yeah, so look, Dawson, he was pretty good. Doherty did about what you'd expect him to do, and Sicily was superb. Midfield, well, I think fair to say I made a very good decision going with Brayshaw over Laird and captaining Brayshaw. I just thought he had more upside being a younger player than Laird. Laird's 29-30 now. Brayshaw's like, the hell? I don't know why it just changed that, but anyway. Yeah, so look, I mean, Laird still has plenty of time to turn things around, but it wasn't a good start for him. Scored 57, Brayshaw scored 114, which is exactly double of what Laird scored, so yeah, that's I think where I really boosted my ranking by captaining Brayshaw over Laird. McRae and Bont, they did about what I expected them to. Tom Green was brilliant. Ownership's fairly high, not so high that I think his points are almost meaningless. Warple was fantastic for what he's worth. So was Jason Horne-Francis. It really feels like, with how well he did play, that he should have got more than 90 points, but oh well. Will Ashcroft, on the other hand, he was playing up against Horne-Francis, and he didn't quite fare so well. He kicked a goal, but didn't really do a whole lot other than that. Cam McKenzie, brilliant. Marshall and Darcy went head-to-head. Darcy got the better of the fantasy points, scored 104, while Marshall only 72. I think Marshall should get better as the year goes on, start producing higher scores than that. We saw in the preseason he's capable of doing that, and I think because of how much I think Fremantle took like 136 marks, so clearly they were trying to chip the ball around a lot and play quite slow possession footy, so Marshall, I suppose, wasn't going to get too many opportunities to score. Forward line, this is really where I think I made some really good selection. Dunkley, pretty much everyone has him, same with Taranto and Rosie. Their scores are pretty much meaningless. I vice-captained Dunkley, but that doesn't matter since I captained Brayshaw and he scored big. Cozzy Pickett was my unique pick, and yeah, he went absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, now that he's been suspended, I'm going to have to trade him out, but he was good value for the round that he played, and I had him in. I don't know, might trade him back in when his suspension's over, but yeah, I'll probably trade him out for Perkins, who's a pretty similar price, and one that I did consider early on, and even later on down the track I did still consider having him in my team, so I think they're almost a like-for-like swap. Filippo, again, pretty much everyone has a team, same with Sheasel. But yeah, I'm also probably so obviously now I've only got 2 trades to work with. So obviously one I'm gonna have to trade out Pickett because he's suspended. Don't want to do it, but I have to do it. And then I did have quite a few on the bench who didn't play, so I'm gonna have to trade out one of them. Most likely, I'll probably James over here. I still don't know how you say that last name. For Noah Long. How old is he? Yeah, he's a rookie for the Eagles. He was basement price going into the round 1 match. He's only just that little bit more expensive now. So yeah, I'll probably trade him in for this guy here. They're pretty much a like-for-like trade, and well, I assume now that he's played 1 game, he's going to keep on getting games for at least a little while longer. Yeah, overall, happy with how the team went, and I don't think too many drastic changes really need to be made right now. I expect Ashcroft and Rowan Marshall and Dunkley as well to really bounce back. I feel like some of these other players that scored high could maybe, like, I don't know, Warple and Warple, Ginby as well, I feel like, and Cheezel, they could be, like, they might not be the most consistent players, but they're still worth having in my team, for sure. But yeah, for my first ever round of AFL Fantasy, extremely happy with how it went. Yeah, that's about it. Bye.